is Luciana and this is Pam Nelson, and today we're going to teach you a little bit of how to play volleyball. Some skills that we'll teach you today is how to bump, how to set, and how to spike. Volleyball has very many practical uses. For example, you can play anywhere from your local high school volleyball team to a recreation league as an adult or on the beach with other kids. For example, I am the senior captain of my local high school volleyball team. Although I'm not as credible as Pam, I still play in gym class and with my family on the beach every single year.
A bump in volleyball is used when you retrieve the ball from the other team and to pass it to your teammate. In order to do a bump, you keep both hands out in front of you and place the fingers of one hand perpendicular over the fingers of another hand. You then bring your thumbs together as shown and keep your arms out straight. From there, you want to keep your legs slightly apart, bend down slightly, and when you bump the volleyball, you simply lift your legs up. If you bend your arms, the ball will probably go behind you instead of forward. If it is uncomfortable to bump a volleyball in this hand formation, you can interlock your fingers, but make sure you keep your thumbs together and your arms nice and straight. This is what happens when you bend your arms when you bump it.
This is how you bump the volleyball back and forth. Next, we'll be learning about a set. A set is a type of pass that you use to set up your teammate for a spike. When you want to do a set, you want to put your hands in a ball formation right above your forehead. And as soon as the ball hits your fingertips, you want to use them to push it back up. Similar to a bump, you want your power to come from your legs. Sets are primarily used when balls are really high up in the air and over your head. If you don't feel comfortable using a set just yet, you can always resort back to the bump, because that's also a type of pass. This is how you set the volleyball back and forth.
The last technique we'll be teaching you today is how to do a spike. A spike is used to win the point against the other team. To do a spike, the ball will be coming high over your head from a set. You then reach your hands up, your dominant hand, and when the ball's over your head, you want to make contact with the ball in your palm and smack it over the net and then down into the other person's court. This is how you spike a ball. Another way of spiking the ball is to jump up so that you get more height, but you will still use the same motion with your hand. This is Tess spiking the volleyball off my set.
This is Pam spiking the volleyball off my set. If there is a net, the ball has to go over the net before hitting the ground on the other side in order to score a point.
We will now present to you what not to do when you play volleyball.
Sometimes think that it's okay to bump with your hands apart, but now that you've learned, you should know that you should bump with your arms straight and tight.
Also in bumping, people tend to make the mistake of making contact with either their hand or their fist instead of their forearm. This causes the ball to go out of control like this.
Another common error is when setting, people tend to slap the ball instead of hitting it gently with your fingertips.
Also when setting, some people do not position their hands in the formation of a ball, so their sets look like this. That is incorrect.
In spiking, a common error is people tend to not follow through when they do their spike, when your spike should look like this. Not following through in your spike will result in the ball either going outside the court or way past the court.
The second common error while spiking is that people tend to hit the ball with their arms straight like this. But if you hit it with your arms straight instead of your arm bent, then you don't get the full power. Volleyball is a great sport because you can play with 2 people, 5 people, 10 people, or however many people you want.
The skills that we taught you in this video are obviously applicable in a match, but can also be used in fun games with just one person, like we're going to show you right now.
This game is called Bump Set Spike. So if I were to bump it, Tess has to set it and I have to spike it, and then we do that all over again. So then Tess will be bumping, I'll set, Tess spikes, then I bump and continue.
This is what we hope you look like after watching our video on how to play volleyball.
Thank you for watching our video, and we hope this helped.
We really encourage you to play volleyball because it is a super fun game and a great way to stay active.